This is a Bangladeshi story. I am reading it the way it is written. Who is washing dishes in front of that pond? Sujoy shouted. Hearing his screams, his parents looked down from the roof and saw that there was no one in the pond. They then took Sujoy home. This pond has a quota. Every year it will attract one animal to itself, be it a human or an animal. It is said that when that pond was cut, it was in 1990, there were jungles and jungles all around. There was always murder and evil. A crazy old woman was killed and buried under this pond. Not only the crazy old woman, but the bodies of many other people were buried. But that crazy old woman did not harm anyone. Many people have seen that crazy old woman. However, that crazy old woman is not seen by anyone. When someone has a bad time, or when someone has a good time, that old woman is seen. I don't know why my son saw that old woman, Sujoy's father whispered to Sujoy's mother. What do you know, father? These days, the dogs start barking loudly at night, standing in a circle in front of this pond. Sujoy's mother said, It's late at night, go to bed. You go, I'm coming, Sujoy's mother replied in a whisper. The pond was completely peaceful. Many people had seen many things near this pond, but those miraculous things had not harmed anyone. Suddenly, this peaceful pond became very angry. Within a month, how the pond became angry is unknown to everyone. However, nowadays, if a newborn son is born in someone's house near that pond, it is difficult to understand how that child disappears. Is that all? Chickens and goats started disappearing from all the houses in the vicinity in a strange way. But where it went gradually became a mystery. No one believed in the miraculous events behind it, and everyone dismissed it as the work of thieves. But in the end, when the amount of theft continued to increase, the villagers finally decided to set up a guard. As promised, 2 guards were appointed. The villagers would give them some cash as a bribe at the end of every month, and in return, they would guard it. Very good. After appointing this guard, the theft of goats and chickens in the village stopped for 2 days. But from the 3rd day, the theft increased again. This time, not only the theft, but also the bricks and stones started falling on every house. And the stones that fell could not be found in the morning. But the strange thing is that from the day the stone nuisance started, many large stone pits could be seen lying around the pond. They were all surprised to see such an incident. They had the idea that there was something wrong near that pond. At the request of the villagers, those guards kept guarding the area around that pond. The guards also brought dinner from Sujoy's house in front. It was a hot night. People were almost awake, and those who had farms in their homes could not sleep properly due to worry. It was Wednesday. The guards ate 2 plates of rice, lentils, chickpea curry, and bok choy porridge. They ate their fill. There was a field in front of that pond. That's where they had their dinner. Then, Amit said, Come, Ratan, bring the 2 plates to Sujoy's house. I washed my hands and feet immediately. Ratan brought the 2 plates and went to the pond bank, and what he saw shocked Ratan. Ratan saw that Amit was being held by 4 to 5 fat, black, ugly, short people and taken towards the middle of the water. Although the shape of their faces could not be seen in the moonlight, Ratan could tell that there were 4 or 5 of them. Ratan woke up with a scream. Hearing his scream, the people of the surrounding houses came running. They also saw this scene. The next morning, Amit's body was found floating. The villagers were even afraid to go into the water. Some dared to go into the water and bring the body. This news gradually spread throughout the village. People from the surrounding villages came to see the pond. Some blamed the pond for all these other incidents. According to them, the pond had some connection behind this entire incident. But this is a miracle. Only those who have miraculous powers can solve it. Many tantrics, sorcerers, and monks were asked to solve it, but none of them agreed. Finally, a tantric agreed. He said that if he was given a large sum of money, he would do the job. Meanwhile, news came that Ratan had died. He had been suffering from fever for a few days, was talking nonsense due to the fever, and then he died. The villagers were shocked by this, so they requested the tantric to quickly start the work of expelling the supernatural power from the pond. The tantric fixed the date and chose Tuesday night. It was the full moon day that day. The yagna began at 11 p.m. The tantric cut a boundary next to it. Showing the boundary, he told no one to come inside. Then the tantric started his work. The tantric recited mantras for a while. He threw the ashes covered with the mantra into the pond. The villagers were very worried at that time, because the water in the pond was constantly moving. All the trees around the pond were swaying in the wind. After a while, a strange thing was seen, which shocked the tantric. A person flew from the distant sal tree and stood 2 hands away from the tantric. It was not possible to tell whether it was a boy or a girl. It was pitch black, even blacker than the pitch black. The tantric took some water and ghee in his hands, swirled it around the fire for a while and threw it on the black form. Then, the tantric said in a muffled voice, "Who are you? What are you doing here?" The form said in a strange tone, "I want revenge." The tantric asked, "Revenge? What kind of revenge?" The form said, "I want to kill Vidyat's wife Supriya." "Who are you? Why do you want to kill her?" The form said, "I've been lying in the pond for so long and have not harmed anyone. But this Supriya, shit, what a low mentality she has. Whether you punish her or give her to me." "Why did she do what Supriya did to you?" The tantric corrected in a loud voice. "A few days ago, in the afternoon, she went to Saikat's house. Saikat's mother, father, and Saikat were not at home. Saikat had gone to school, Saikat's mother had gone to fetch water, and Saikat's father had gone to work. Supriya had a little feeling for Saikat's mother, and Saikat had just had a sister. When she went to Saikat's house without seeing anyone, Supriya started playing with Saikat's sister. What a dance she had with that little girl in her lap. But suddenly, Saikat's sister slipped and fell to the ground. Meanwhile, Saikat's mother also started coming towards the house. Not seeing any movement in that little girl, fearing crime, she brought that little girl to the pond in the middle of the afternoon. She took the child to the far end of the pond and floated it in a drum, and tied a few sacks filled with bricks to the drum. Shit, that Supriya didn't have a conscience. Oh, Grandpa. Grandpa. What happened? Oh, Grandpa. Will you take the sarbot or not? I got up in a panic. Actually, I was typing a story on my mobile phone with headphones in my ears. I was going to my uncle's house by train. So who was calling me? I looked out the window. I saw a mango roasted sarbot seller. I was scared. Since I didn't need the sarbot, I closed the train window and focused on writing the story with headphones in my ears. Then my stomach was shocked. How is this possible? The train was running at a breakneck speed. So who was the person I spoke to outside the train window a while ago? That day, I couldn't write the story anymore. If you like the story, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.